Kuzambo, and welcome to People's Voice. In our program tonight, we'll be discussing on do we have faith in rule of law? As a matter of fact, we all know that we should have faith in rule of law, but are we losing faith in rule of law? That's the question that we need to ask. We thought we'll change the topic and put it as, are we losing faith in rule of law? But then again, right from the outset itself, we do not want to see that sign of resignation, saying that nothing is working all right. So tonight, instead of a debate, we are going to host this panel discussion on whether we have faith in rule of law or not. Let me introduce my panelists. On my extreme left, I have Mr. Namgyal Dorji. Mr. Namgyal Dorji, who is actually a practicing Jabmi, we call it, and I have Dasho Sharaf Gelson, who was also a former Drangpen, and on my extreme left, I have Mr. Damcha Dorji, Honorable Member of Parliament, who also served as Attorney General, and before that he was also a Drangpen. With this, I'd like to inform our viewers that if you have any suggestions, comments, or any recommendations for that matter, you can call us. Our numbers will be flashed on your screen immediately. And when you call us, it's a request from our side that when you come up with any comments, opinions, or suggestions, please do not come up with particular example, citing examples. As long as an individual who is sitting here is referred or his name is being quoted, we wouldn't mind. But somebody who is not here, and if you particularize that particular issue, what happens is then it becomes little uncomfortable for us to moderate the show. And at the same time, you all know that we need to have somebody here to defend himself when somebody is there to allege or accuse. On this note, we would like to continue with our discussion, but as we said earlier in our Zonka session, that in our English session, we'll rather focus more on how transparent is our system, not just judiciary. Rule of law is not just confined to judiciary. We would like to talk about how transparent is our system. Is it intimidating at times? Are these things that we need to think of coming up with better substitutes or replacements? What about the authority that is vested with the judges or people working in judiciary? Or for that matter, any system, law enforcement agencies. What about lawmakers? Are they really doing enough research to come up with laws? And are they coming up with laws that are implementable? These are the questions that we need to ask. So straight away, maybe let me start by asking Honorable Member of Parliament. We have already discussed at length regarding the making of the law. But making of law is made transparent to some extent, that we all know. But implementation of those laws is not too transparent to the extent that people expect it to be. If there is transparency, then accountability definitely is going to be there. What do you think, sir?
Especially when it comes to cases and adjudication of cases by the courts, it cannot be 100% transparent. There are many provisions in the law which exempts even public viewing of the cases. For instance, in certain marital cases, in certain juvenile cases, rape cases, the courts do not allow the public to witness the proceedings. So therefore, it can be 100% transparent. Now, on the other hand, there are crimes and offences which are considered as having committed against the state, such as murder, robbery, burglary, whatever. So these crimes are supposed to have been committed not against a particular person, but against the state. So in such cases, even in such cases also, if there is going to be some injury to the victim or to the person concerned, then the courts have to be cautious. But otherwise, the courts can be quite transparent in the proceedings, and even the media can report these proceedings. So it all depends upon case to case. You cannot, on the board say that all proceedings should be transparent. And on the other hand, the courts in general have the duty to ensure that when a case is in the interest of the general public, that these are given to the media, that the interest of the public is thereby protected through dissemination of certain judgments which have a bearing on the public interest.
Yes. Sharab, what do you think? Now, whenever we talk about rule of law, it just confines to judiciary in particular. But being one of the major players when it comes to rule of law, I think one example that individuals would like to cite is the courtroom settings are too intimidating, and that judges are too powerful. That's why there are some people who lose faith in judiciary, rule of law for that matter, simply because they are not given what they deserve. But sometimes what you think you deserve may not necessarily be disseminated or given by the courts because there are no evidences put in place. So these are the things that we need to look at. But then talking about courtroom setting, what do you think?
I must confess that I did not come from the background of a law. I did not study the law. I happened to be in the judiciary for 3 years as a dangpen in the High Court law. The courtroom settings, I think, if we look at the other in other countries, I think it's similar. It's not that. It's similar. But then, person who is sitting on the bench or the throne, you can say, on the seat, I think when we sit as a judge, and then when you have a litigants, prosecutor, defendant, the communication, the filing of the case makes you, more responsible, rather than to feel that, an act as a big.
Yes.
I think that this will change. I think it will change because if we look at the history in the 20th century or 19th century, people all, that time the might was right. And then, then from there the shift was to the human intelligence. And then it was based on the human intelligence. And now it has been again further shift to the love and compassion. So based on that, so before, we all know that in Bhutan, that, we were not, hardly there were, economic development, not open to the outside. Now democracy is introduced. People are more aware of their rights, more civilized, So when this shift has come, so it's slowly and gradually when people, then people begin to understand the law. And then they are aware of their rights.
Yes.
So I think based on the trend, the court settings at the moment, with the limitations of the resources that what we have, is okay.
Yes, sir. Both Dr. Sharab and Honorable Member of Parliament, both of you have been sitting on that seat and have been looking down. But we have somebody who has always looked up. And Mr. Namgituj, you have been a Jabmi and you have been representing so many litigants. And while doing that, you have been looking up. What do you think of the setting of courtrooms? Is it intimidating at times? Because it could be an exaggeration, but there are some people who say that you hardly could find Dangpen when you just entered the courtrooms and suddenly you see Dangpen way up there. What do you think?
The Masidi, the Dangpengi, the one city ro debe mashab ro chiba wachin la ngachera migi de dictim me bigi la leshera theong la zamde theong de dangpin lo wangse de go si shuni la tachi nagi diwa di wangse emeba kongi power di de namsame de thoda no se yembe de wangse de me bro chiba wachin de migi de the tim me bigi la leshera de migi gache bitsobal ani benedigi wangse de go si shuni la
mabani teach up digi be ne be yalama nam smith hoso be ja shu mabani de lejmel na yi sundo sumbe di chebobal te woda di chu bi se labbe be te ro mable ju yu once you khayu misugin di khake nam smi ju di emsubu te di khake de mi dira ma nyam chu kane ma shimi sa di ya dangban di jeu chin so che dinalo te chugob du se shuma su be gi nyang khachi misibagala
mashi tsora te tangchim me te tangchim da te tsora tse den da te tachi kongla shudu zumi timi de guthi chap digi fa tinche nani de tangpun lo de gen team be tani bodolo mi doni da shani de membership le ngachara pelden to be timi ringlo de ti digi be ngachara te pha wang du digo bala te kokore gi ro yunten knowledge da ti digi kokore ti top di that mi gagira tangpun be mi so badela ta aina le hishim le kholo onse ji mebro ji bochin de mi gi gache betsu badela ta ani bodolo de kholo onse de bombera de ko se shinimi la
yes Mr. Damchidoja, check and balance in our system, not just judiciary, any law enforcement agencies, including the lawmakers, parliamentarians. Is there enough check and balance? Because some cases, when we hear it, there's definitely an abuse of power, abuse of what should not have happened has happened. And of course, we need to take into account that people's expectations has definitely gone up.
When we talk of check and balance, we have to talk about it at two levels now. One is at the national level, where we have a check and balance between the three branches of the government. That's called separation of powers also. And the basic purpose of separation of powers is for check and balance only. So at the national level, there has to be, and there is, check and balance between the three branches of the government, and these are all enshrined in our constitution. So now, for instance, how do we check the judiciary? Now, as per the constitution, the judges of the Supreme Court, including the Chief Justice and the High Court, can be impeached by the Parliament if they commit wrongs which in the eyes of the Parliament are impeachable, can be impeached. Likewise, now the judiciary can also check the Parliament. Now, for instance, the Parliament enacts an act which has a provision that is ultra-vires the Constitution. So if an act of the Parliament, an act passed by the Parliament has any provision which is in violation of the Constitution, then the courts can just throw it out and then bring in their own definition and own provision.
Yes.
So likewise, the executive also, both the Parliament and the judiciary can check the executive. For instance, the judiciary, if the executive comes out with any administrative action which in the eyes of the judiciary is unlawful, that they can quash that administrative action. So that check and balance is there. Now, when you come to particular institutions, again, there has to be check and balance within the institution itself. Now, for instance, if you talk about the judiciary, now, for instance, a district judge commits a wrong and causes injustice to the people involved in the case. So, what are the checks and balances? So, normally these are regulated by certain rules and regulations, service conditions. So, for instance, if a judge, does not act in accordance with the terms of the service rules, he could be terminated, he could be depromoted, he could be transferred. So many administrative actions can be taken. So I think we have all the necessary legal provisions. However, there might be certain deficiencies when it comes to implementation. So I think it is the responsibility of the authorities, the people in power, the people who are responsible for bringing about this effective legal framework into implementation.
Nice. Nice. Any questions from the floor?
As usual, I don't have any questions, but definitely I would like to share my views and opinion on this. First, I would like to say that when we are talking about the rule of law, we are talking about rendering equity and justice to the people. So in doing this, in my opinion, is that the judiciary has a greater role to play in ensuring this justice to the people. But I feel that as per my experience, the making of the law is not a problem because we already have the system where the people can engage themselves in giving their expert opinion and giving feedback, everything. The making of the law is not a problem, but in the implementation level, it depends upon the implementation, and there's a lot of problems arises because of the implementers. So even in the judicial system, like the judges, many things depend on the individuals, on the manner and the way how they conduct the judicial proceeding. So I think it's very important for us to, really have a certain set of code of conduct in order to render the justice system to the people of Bhutan. So that's my comment.
Okay, thank you. I think Namgidhoji already pointed out that we do have a code of conduct for any system or any proceedings, and based on that things function. But Dashera, what do you think the power that is vested with honorable judges, or for that matter, any agencies or institutions that are supposed to be a law enforcement agency, is it really required? Some people tend to believe that the power vested is rather more than what is required, and definitely there's abuse because of this.
There is a check and balance. There is a check and balance, as pointed out by our Namge, that judiciary has a code of conduct in place, and then at the lower court, there are options for the litigants that if he is not satisfied, then he can appeal Mola. This is one. And second is that the Judicial Council is always there to monitor the judges' performance based on, I think they have certain data and system in place now.
Yes.
So I don't see, because just now we are in an initial stage of democracy, and then we need independence of the press, freedom of the independence of the judiciary, and that we need to promote in the long run. But at the moment, since this is just a beginning, we will have a lot of problems and challenges, but I think things are moving right at the moment.
Yes. Yes.
Question. Many people, I think, like I have seen that they have one very common question. In Bhutan, although we assume that the judiciary should be independent, but still people feel that the government has still some control over the judiciary. So I would like to throw this question to the panels.
Okay. Along with Mr. Chikudukbo's question, who has been a regular participant, and he's the only person that comes to our show without having to extend invitation from BBS. Thank you for your participation all this while. But before that, we'll also take our first caller, and then two questions together. I'll put it to the panelists. Hello. Hello, we have a first caller online. Hello, could you please introduce yourself?
Oh, yes, Yes, thank you very much. I'm Pen Jalson from Wangdila. I would like to share my views with the panelists. Just now, Dr. Sherab also did highlight on this, and then just little a while, Dr. Damche also was speaking about it. Actually, generally, what I feel is that people are using faith in law. It is basically because now, when they dispense the justice, there seems to be a lot of biases. For example, now, yes, there are code of conduct for the drunkards, and also that there are rules and regulations set for drunkards in the event if they are biased on dispensing just to the litigants. But then what so happens is when they go from a lower court to a higher court, then the higher court realizes that there is fault in the dispensing of the justice to the litigants at a in the lower court. It can possibly, sometimes it is possible due to a sort of, what should I say now, when, for example, a judiciary official is involved in the case, then there is some sort of biases because they all belong to the same family of the judicial system. And therefore, there are biases in the dispensing of the justice. So when these are known to a higher court, then we never see any sort of actions being taken to that very particular drunken or to that legal officials. So maybe because of the lack of implementation, now I should call it, because of this, I think many people are losing faith in law.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
Okay,
very
sir.
much.
Opemge sir, thank you so much for your comments. Mr. Damstoj, would you like to react to what Mr. Opemge said? This is one question that I have also asked some judiciary officials time and again.
The powers of the judges are a necessary evil. Now, without certain powers, without certain, especially discretionary powers given to the judges, then it may not be possible for the judges to give justice to the litigants before him. Now, when I say this, it comes to my mind that we had during one of the annual judicial conferences when I was in the courts, we had an audience with His Majesty the Fourth King, and something which I'll never forget in my life. His Majesty said, we have judges because every case, every individual is unique, and every case is unique. Now, if suppose all cases were same, then we need not have judges. We could have just done everything with computers. No, you could just take out if somebody commits a murder, okay, just take out the judgment from the computer, and it says very clearly, murder is life imprisonment. But then even within murder, there are so many factors which will make it from 15 years to life imprisonment. Okay, so lowest for murder is 15 years, and then it goes to life imprisonment. So there are so many circumstances, aggravating circumstances, incriminating circumstances. There's a mens rea. So many factors that we have to take into account.
Yes.
So therefore, it is, very important that the judge should have certain discretionary powers, because every case will have its own unique characteristics, such that the judge can never say that never can treat two cases in the same manner.
Yes. Sharab, I think some of these questions should have been asked to some practicing judges or some judiciary officials, but they forget to come for some other shows, and I think there's no harm in repeating these questions. But since Opemge has already asked, let me put this to you. The discrepancy in the judgment passed by a trial court and a higher court. If there's a reversal in judgment, nothing happens to the drunken. What do you think?
There will be definitely differences of the when you hear the case, the interpretations are different, and this is experienced. And based on that, and finding a fault and punishing a judge, that mechanism, as I have said, that it is in a place. But then, on the other hand, if we look at then there will be no judges that who will be willing to sit on the that, because it's his interpretation. It's not his intention to do it. La. But if this is an intention involved, then that's a different
But can we expect some totally different interpretations from two judges? For instance, four honorable justices in the High Court passing a judgment with two split each, and thereby decision becomes a tie. That's an example that I would like to quote. Are these things possible?
Yes, la, based
Totally
on
different interpretation.
Yes, it would be possible. It would be possible because, as I have said, that we have to look at the different mental disposition that we have, which has come from a long way. That how we are brought up, how we, where did you study? I think depends. Although the law is same, mola interpretation when it comes. Some may be very liberal, some may be more conservative, some may be more, wider.
Yes.
So I would say that just as that we have a different opinions, definitely the judges will also have some, because I'm not saying in a, I'm not trying to generalize, but in some cases.
Yes. Namiduji, one issue that I would like to bring up is, we had a caller in Zonka, Mr. Kinga Penju from Samsi, and he said it's not the judge or it's not the litigants, but it's the middleman like you, Jabnis, who actually distort facts and create some problems in between. This is what he actually meant. Now, what do you think? If this is what Jabnis could do, then is it the right thing by having Jabnis in between?
The medicine, Madengomi. Kundi gachap so chin da German lo onse gache me wala pe ma shu chin dita dangpil lo da khong mi gi gache la me wadala je da dangpil lo onse thoro these khong lo power nam so te da no se da mi gi gache la me wala je mi gi ne me den se shuni ma den go me di gachap so chin German lo onse gane me wadala ma pa ne den de ane be imbe imagi debe I me magi debe mense te jashlu shuni direi te dangpen de gi yalema de chajok senna ma senna te goa ga develena te wansa kar khoral deong bala te dachina te nage sunde te tangpon dige te male ju yale jurji jo da kholu timchi fogo bigi de khundere imbe dia te dachina da shero sundu zomberai te tab metese shuni la kachim so chin chera judgment le bita chegi male zonga timbi den sale ju mi de hay ko nga wese se chegi de nga jurji ta ma chin jurji jogo mi khunda geba ke dige ke chegi de jurji ta da brochi ba chin chi chera gi realize be on ngagi disesto mose dele shumba chugi debe me beotela mosla da chugi la khabe dere bebe in be wachin de da te migi la me deme bala te boda la khabe mata plera me jola ma jogo me de khun ka shep so wachin da ma chera tim ti chi re be digi beru te goalen thang de ma ro te la she jumi di dinale de da damin na chobera te dubala te tim di ta kata chi re indigi beru dinalo ma ro in ri be goalen go me di ta inke da zonkhai na mite bala ani be digi te kachira te kangel de anele themi se shuni la mi ko len matsumi de dirai se shuni
Yes.
ni khatle samse tum de chisho chin te tato ngachera gi tim dinalo te ko len thang so so be du se te debe sunne la debo da ngachi du ge khap di nangbo chidin gi ge khap chi tim di katile pe ta to mi shabdu ngawan nam gi zina mi di se kara gi ti sumne la khundi dirake ume imdalo te inke da ngachara gi nambani eo chugo mindus no mela nga bo chin shabdu ngawan nam gi zimi de bo chin shabdu ngawan nam gi inke di mehimo la ga ta wa chin la 내가 인기 세미도 대란 마템벨라 아니보다 장분식이 제로에 가란 낭바들로 쪼된데 왜 제바진 때 낭바드나 유미디라 샤바진 팀디 에와 소소베 통급주 민도세 내가 갖들레 데베슈니 지디 텔레 덴슨 지디 답베 배워진 것처럼 가디 인디버스티로 되다 답베디 소송가 지신 남섬이 레샤베 슈고 민도 다 뉴콜 디수 조스기 람나로 때 가라기 스사인 때 지타와진 다 뉴콜 프라도 하이락스 디소멜라 아니 소음달로 거기 노바르킨 세 조자제비 사고나로 잡다 팀송 디스기 따도 미벨라 가라기 스사인라 대 택시다 안숨치 온바진 때 디술로 남섬이 때 가티치칼레 퇴옹업기 때 마도치 좀데 때 디미카 게일라 아니 좀보다 때 팀디 다 20몇매 22 옆달로 아니 라린 탑탕디 때 이슈입 집에 가라기 지살로 때 이슈입 집에 제버진 때 팀세 걸레 나처럼 람루나 유미디 가라 팀디 가라기 때 람루디 레심 집에 때 라린 탐미스기 레심 집에 타고진
Yes.
레심 종세 ngari khatle te sel division is
Yes, sir. Kadiche, two issues that we need to look at. One is uniform application of rule of law. Other one is the discrepancy between English and Zonka. We'll come back to that, but before that, we have another caller online. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, Dawa. This is Fubzam.
Good evening, La. Could you please lower the volume of your television set? La?
Okay. One of the panelists mentioned that there may be mistakes in the judgment. I think Mr. Namge mentioned. So, when mistakes are made, say in the various departments in the government, you have the audit authority to check,
Yes,
You have the anti-corruption to check on corrupt practices. But when judges make mistakes, then who judges the judges?
Okay. Thank you so much for your question. Okay. Who'd like to answer? Who judges the judges?
Who judges the judges? I think ultimately we have to trust in somebody, because we can't keep on, going eternally like that. Now, for instance, we have the High Court to check the district courts, and then we have the Supreme Court to check the district courts. Now, who checks the Supreme Court? Again, do you want another Supreme Court to check the Supreme Court? So ultimately, it has to stop somewhere. The buck has to stop somewhere. So therefore, it's quite, I would have wished that, these things need not keep on going in appeal, but then we can't stop it.
Yes.
So, to punish a judge, as Dr. has said, if you were to punish a judge for causing certain injustice in a case, then I don't think we'll be able to, find judges in future case. Nobody would want to be punished. However, that does not mean that judges can do what they like. As I said, there are certain rules and regulations in place. So you talk of the Judicial Service Act, you talk about the Civil Service Act. So each department, each agency has their own service rules. So the authorities in power must ensure that if the judges commit wrongs intentionally, knowingly, then they have to take certain action. And it has to be an administrative action unless there is corruption involved. So it's very difficult. As much as we would have wished for a very perfect system, that system can never be there.
Yes. Dr. Sharon, one issue pointed by Mr. Gimsri. There's a discrepancy in application of rule of law. People look at your status, people look at your profile, and then the law enforcement agency actually comes down on you. So, what do you think? Forget judiciary, because that's the final exit. Whatever you present to the courtrooms, you're going to get a judgment. That at least is made public after all. But before that, we could have prevented so many things by uniform application of laws. And this, I think, the question raised by a gentleman here is that this is missing. What do you say?
Yes, we all will be wishing for, everyone's expectation or everybody's wish would be that, yes, we should have a uniform application of the. But it is difficult because it is based on the case and case. When you hear the case, then only you know about the case. But when you don't hear the case, I mean, and then giving such a comment, it's very difficult.
Yes,
It's very
but-
difficult. Let me put an example. Let me put an example. One example is, let's say a farmer that he's supposed to protect his crop and his animals, domestic animals, from a wild animal damage. Okay, and then this has happened. After happening the event, then only it comes to the court. And then when the judges hear this, and then because judge himself was not there at that time, this has happened. It's aftermath the event. So at that time, when you hear the case, and then when you apply the, so it depends on the. I personally, from my point of view, is that it is not possible to have a uniform application of the kata. It will always differ because we have a different way of thinking.
Yes.
Even maybe say that I was sitting on that, I was hearing in this A case about 2 years ago. Maybe after a few years, if I hear this case again, maybe then this will be again different. So from my point of view is that uniform application may not be a good idea because it has to be progressive.
So the point that I'm trying to get at
Yes.
is, let's leave out judiciary for now.
Okay.
Other forms of application of rule, every institution, every agency, every ministry for that matter, any department is supposed to function within the rule of law.
Yes.
And the example cited by our gentleman here, the case of police treating individuals based on one's profile, based on one's
Yes, ma'am.
status,
Yes.
not based on the merit of the situation or the merit of the case.
I agree. But then we have to also look into and understand the reality that we are just starting. That as I have said that before, might was right. Now, then after that, human intelligence. Now the paradigm shift to the love and compassion. So slowly and gradually we are changing. But at the moment, as he has said, that if a police, not doing uniformly, I mean, this needs to be checked. This will come slowly. The more the society is advanced, more people are educated, civilized. This will come slowly.
Yes. The question
But
that
there are certain, if I cite one example, that in some of these section of the law application, that yes, among the judges, it differs. We have debated, and then after hours of debate, we still come to the conclusion that we have a difference of the opinion in the application.
So sometimes, because even if you know that somebody is right,
Yes.
but because that individual has no enough evidence to
Evidence.
prove that he is right,
True.
the justice or the judgment goes in favor of the other
Yes,
individual.
that is very sad.
And in that case, it's sometimes like you're
Yes.
delivering injustice
Yes.
based on evidence.
Yes. This happens. This is happening. You issue the verdict in favor of the person that who can produce the evidence, but when you look at the case, that you know that the other chap is other litigant is is innocent, but you cannot protect. There were cases where the underage, the
Juvenile.
juvenile, this I think one driver had a wife, and then he happened to had a affair with another girl who happened to be below the age 18, and then after that, according to the law, the person has to go straight away to the prison. I mean, no dispute. I mean, just he has to serve the imprisonment
Sentence.
without the payment. He cannot pay in lieu of the imprisonment. Now, both the litigants, the first wife and then the second wife, both are requesting the judges that they should
He
let
should
free.
be
Yes, because
set free.
the first wife have 2 children, and then the second wife have 1 child, and then the survival of all those depends on this one driver, taxi driver. And then the judges, like me, as a sitting judge, as a lay judge, I also thought that yes, he needs to be because of this. But then law doesn't permit. It is not that the judges have no compassion. It is not that judges have no compassion to these people, but it's the law. It's like a Chogi Gap. Our Chogi Gap has a ninja, but Chogi Gap cannot because he is facing the consequences of the crime that he has committed.
Yes. Okay. Finally, Levin Amgidoji, I don't want anybody after watching this program to sound so cynical and say that there's no enough individuals in this country who have enough faith in our law. This is never the case. We should know that we have one of the better systems compared to so many other countries in the world. We should also know that no system is flawless.
Yes.
Keeping all this in mind, your final opinion would be katabe tujna la da nalefa ngachigi lamlu dilu kun madabulera mi se wachin die shopi rogi lamlu da chen ngachigi ra chow de se wachin die shopi te ani bodalu lerim simi sui khatule sibdo chobo wachin ngachi namne se ta madu chu yubde se lalu tuji de na la da nagi chu du wachin katabe tujna
ta tab de udam de di da chi kon shi du zombe ila ta chi di de da go len thang gira jong la te go len thang di de da tim da chinga gi shudu zumbi te mashi di gara ro lo te yi che di gi be chok jin zu di gi be ya ke ja me di su gi zu na na be tim chi im be de bo do lo la len thap mi di de da tim se ma pa di ta ya le cha bro ra de dang tim hende ro me ma le cha bro ra dang tim hende lo me te yi ma cheu di ga le theme so chu them se gi i di dang tim hende le them be do wala
yes
ta lede da lekho na le fa tim le shara du tel mosla ransu si lede na ransu si ki tim du debo dolo de ichi majun sa de afi lede na le methem bala dang tim hende heb da cham ji theong bala ta hani ki chu di de go len thang de na le jome se shumi di de ta yale chabru male chabru de go dum tare da ze ta jomi di ta chi na jutin na le da na chi na le diwa che ke de nyefo na gira suna da i nyefo mangi sobchi te de ke ba patang ta de chusa ti ya de tho de nam kha ke di gi be de la de demchi le ge be ni mep do chi bo jin mi tu be na se sum chi sui bala ta di gara de shishin tongshin de be be bo jin de mi tu bla de korale le la gachim so chin ta chi ta shere bi sun do zum be de korade de chuji ge bu gi diganlo ai thigu shube ganla nga ngara in se de noni membe bala
yes
chege in se nogo badela
yes
ta khogi ani nosa matama te tachi nagi sundu zumbe jimtip da tip ganda dogi dendalo labe da bruji bochin te juchima di de ne bi khalo data berora te thotuk je ganle te khoralu den me fen se shuri
leso kadiche Mr. Damtuje final comments
I would definitely say that the Bhutanese people have a lot of faith in the rule of law, and they have a lot of appreciation for the rule of law. Now, because they have that faith and appreciation for the rule of law, they are voicing their concerns because they want to make it even better. So, therefore, I think there is no doubt about the fact that there is no faith and confidence in the rule of law, or for that matter, in the legislature or the judiciary.
Yes.
I will just talk about the how we can further improve and how we can further promote the faith in the rule of law. I think firstly, we need to have a very good check and balance. Like the appointment of judges, we have to think over for the future. Who appoints the judges? At High Court, at a Supreme Court. This need to be, because there should not be any influence after the judges has been appointed. This need to be looked at. Appointment of the judges And then,
Yes,
the-
exactly. We ran short of time, but
Yes.
this is one issue that we should have brought up actually.
Yes.
The external pressure that judges undergo.
yes, yes. And then other is that, as I have said, that when the legislature, when they frame the law, as far as possible, try to be very specific, so that people are not gumathom,
Yes.
and then also the
confused.
confused.
Yes, yes. Lasso,
And then the final, I think, is that we need to, any law that when we make, that we should not depend on the neighboring countries, because there is a danger.
Hiring
There is a danger.
consultants.
Yes, we have to, a Bhutanese law. Law should be Bhutanized. It's a Bhutanese, like Shabdung did it. That's what the future.
we don't need foreign experts to come to
No, we
Bhutan
need
to
the
decide our
experts.
own future.
We need the experts, but then
Yes.
we have to have our own law,
Yes,
based on our culture.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dr. Sharab, Honorable Member of Parliament, Mr. Damchitoji, and Mr. Namnidoji, thank you so much for your time. I think it's always easier said than done. But again, we would like to put it on record that there's no malice intended to judiciary or any individuals for having come up with this program. The fact of the matter is that we need to send some subtle reminders to all individuals who are shouldering these responsibilities. Not all individuals are bad, but not all systems are perfect at the same time. There could be some flaws, and we need to send reminders. And through these programs, I think one would look at as a reminder rather than trying to pinpoint at somebody and taking it as a malice. Thank you so much for watching this program. As promised earlier, we would be able to bring up another discussion with some judiciary officials. For that, until that time, it's time to say good night, and this is all we have for today. Thank you so much.